they insisted on some hand-to-hand combat training, so I do have some skill in that as well. But I have multiple language skills, history, art, all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay. Now, as we know where there's a rocket launcher, and we know somebody that we'd like to be at the receiving end of said rockets, but we need someone that can use the rocket launcher. Basically, we know where one of the generals is, but he's hard to get close to. But if we had someone who was skilled in rocket launcher, with Doc's ability, with demolitions, we could tweak the rockets and have fun shooting at him. And
the four-armed guy?
Yes, the four-armed guy in Land of Lost. Unless you're a expert sniper.
I'm not an expert sniper either. Oh, we did talk about the plan a bit.
I assumed you weren't, but yes.
So always something fun about joining a new group, and one of the first things they ask you is if you can use a rocket launcher.
It's a fair question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The Dana, who you may not have, I don't know who you've encountered in our group. Dana, one of our members of the group, originally suggested we, one of her suggestions was we paint a large X on the ground directly below. We know where there's a gate that is in the air in Land of the Lost. And we know where the other end of that gate is. So her suggestion originally was we paint a large X on the ground, send him a map, so he comes out and finds the X, and then we push a piano through the gate so it falls through the gate and lands on him. That was her original suggestion. But we have since
modified something larger than a piano, though. I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, we since modified the idea to use the black vaporization, completely wipe things out.
Is that what those do?
Oh yeah, 10 meter diameter sphere of gone.
I used one on the temple in Burlington.
Oh, okay. So it just is it like what happens? Like it just goes away or what?
Yeah.
It goes away and there's a slight sound as the air gets sucked into the vacuum that was left behind.
Yeah.
Almost a thunderclap because of the air.
Yeah. So is it like a small like black hole almost, or?
Oh, it's a 10 meter radius sphere.
It vaporizes oxygen too, so.
Yeah, we don't know whether or not it's getting displaced to another dimension. I wasn't there when they were working it out. I was checking it. I was working out stuff.
Well, I know they have a lot of gate technology with in the alien stuff like that. Yes. So I could see that being like they throw it. It's like a mini gate that sucks them off into. That was
my suspicion. I said we
another realm
to a zone one day and find these piles of dirt and stuff that had been sucked away. Did you? Hopefully that it's getting deposited in a sun or in outer space or something where whatever gets hit by it gets killed. Have you gotten your tarot cards?
Defeating Azathoth, clearly.
Yes. Have you gotten your tarot card stock?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I'm happy to rip some of those if you're wanting to. I don't know.
So pretty much the only way we've been able to work out what they do is by using them. And the best place either coming here and using them or going to MMO land to use them, because it's the usual thing. If we go to a place,
magic has no resistance here, so it just works.
That's right. That's exactly. Whereas if we did it in Burlington or at the Australian Embassy, we've got to assert our will over it to try and get them to work.
Wouldn't it be? I would think that it would be better to use them like right before we go and do anything big against like in MMO land, like just in case there's a good effect.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they don't last very long. I read.
Yeah, the ones we've found last pretty much usual like we've found with most of our magic, sunset, sunrise, unless some of them have a longer, some of them are permanent effect. Some of them actually affected our ability. Some of them, made us better for magic or made us more knowledgeable.
Gotcha. There was no way, like you weren't able to detect magic on them at all?
No, I watched them in use.
Oh, balls! Where are they?
Do
you have any on you?
No, I used all mine. Let me just, well, I'll double check, but I used all mine, I'm pretty certain. I basically was watching with my goggles and to see if I could learn anything additional, and it's pretty much. Oh, there is one interesting thing we learnt from him. Random is in a dungeon in the Courts of Chaos.
Of course he is.
Now, the interesting thing about that is how the tarot cards, like all our other magic, is specific to this shadow.
Uh-huh.
So how were we able to learn that from using a tarot card?
Because they work anywhere?
No, they don't.
They don't.
No, they are specific. They are like all, from what I could see by looking at them, they're like all our other magic items that we've encountered.
Which card?
I would have to look it up. There was a particular card. I'd have to
Well,
look up
the card might explain why you were able to use it beyond this particular instance.
No, it was more the fact the information we gained. We used the card in MMO land, but the information we gained was information relating to something that occurs outside this shadow. Now, my one suspicion I had was especially because some of them actually did permanent effects on us, is that it was basically they're tapping into the underlying code of, or if you want to use that term, to the existence that we're in. Hence why it was able to garner that information.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hold on.
Right, they're like exceptions to standard programming.
Yeah, or the fact that they actually have a permanent effect on us means that whatever has created us, caused us to be here, these cards are actually tapping into that for them to actually cause our code as such to be rewritten, if you want to use it in that sort of way.
Yeah. Fuck you, Logan. So.
You saw that too.
Oh, Corey lost some fucking real life sanity when he found out Amber was involved.
Well, do you remember when I put all that shit together and you were laughing so fucking hard, Logan? I want to hit you with a fucking pipe.
This is why playing online is better. No pipe. Different continent. Safe.
So you ripped a tarot card and you have a permanent effect on you currently.
Yeah, as in it affected me.
I'm gonna play a skill 15.
My ability with my ability.
Oh,
I don't know what the term is.
Two of the three look very. Corey hasn't done pattern yet, I don't believe so. Two of the people in the room look super real. Corey, you're feeling less real.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm sure walking pattern isn't that hard. So.
Oh yeah. Easy.
In regards to your question, in which card gave us information about random, it was the Hermit. Mildred had the card and ripped it, and that it also caused Lewis to follow her around, but it gave her. She was able to ask a single question. No. But yes, the fact of the result of the answer we found was very interesting.
Logan.
Maybe at least.
Logan, now that you changed up, because that's not just a use ability. Can that be used more than one time a day?
What are you talking about?
Detect power pattern.
No, it's a once per day, because the one of the offshoots will let you try it again. Okay. Pete, check your cards, reduce your hand.
Yes. I have a play immediately.
Of course you do.
If your character has an insanity for drug, alcohol addiction, or is just addicted for some reason, roll d4. Nope. Bye-bye. Let's get rid of...
Both Mildred and Kinley are happy not to. Actually, Kinley really doesn't any... Actually, neither does Mildred. Shit. They're quirks. Yeah, quirks. So, yeah.
I'm assuming nobody wants fancy flying.
It's a great card.
If we were in aerial combat and had a mounted gun, yes.
Yep. And knew how to use it. One of the benefits of this system, I can leave a bunch of heavy machine guns sitting around, and the players are like, eh.
All right, I might use that card just to make things. I'll get rid of. Do either of you want a? Do either of you have a crap card and want a assistant plus 10?
That's always good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'll drop an assistant 6 for the assistant 10.
All right, go for it. Sorry, this is plus 10%, not 10 damage. Sorry. Before you do that, so you might want to not do that.
Nah, because I have a clarity, an assistant D6, and then the talisman card, Indomitable Will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, 10%. All right. Because it's been a long week for me, long hours of work, so my brain's been a bit fuzzy from last session. I'm going to play Memory. If the GM remembers, he can remind you a point you forgot. If the GM doesn't remember, you spent this card for nothing. You need to ask the GM a specific question, bitch. So the question is about the film, and specifically whether or not the smiling masked individual actually went somewhere, or the film showed him being in MMO land laughing.
After laughing in MMO land, he tore a rip in space-time that you weren't able to see through to where he was going, and then he went through there.
Good. Yeah, I thought that was the case. I just wasn't 100%.
I like how it says bitch on the card. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Well-written card.
So my suspicion was correct.
Yes, I'm afraid you're correct again, Hems.
Yes.
Bully for you.
So I can also, once a day, I can try to detect pattern power in the area.
Yeah, and you get a roll on it.
I did.
Okay, so you interesting.
Yeah. Shit. No reverse dice. Oh wait, no.
I learnt the Royal Road.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So what does that do?
10 days instead of 2 days, and it is a comfortable journey with no bad places.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, it is. I used it, and it was quite nice. Used it to get to Amber. Used it to take Dana and Glenn to Amber, and they've both walked the pattern now.
A lot of real bitches walking around now.
Yeah. I noticed that Mildred actually. Yeah, it was great that Mildred actually succeeded.
Close call.
I'm just almost as close as I was.
Yeah. You didn't do well at all. Yes, I'm quite happy that Mildred actually was able to succeed and is firmer of mind. Not quite there yet, but a bit better.
It's dramatically difficult.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so we don't know where Smiling Man is currently. We know, we could try and track down a location where he was and then try and examine the rifts and stuff and see where he went to. We know where the four-armed dude is. He's just in a very difficult place to get to. Unless you wanted to try the whole Zardos drop a mountain on him trick again. But I think it would be a lot harder for us to get out of that situation.
Do we know what kind of army the Smiling Man is building?
No. Well, he's got 4 elementals. He did the whole thing with the elementals.
Oh, no, he left them behind.
Oh, he left the elementals behind, did he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't even know what he's amassing. We can assume that he's amassing something, but we just don't know what, right?
Can you describe what he was wearing and what his mask looked like exactly?
Pete tells you from his memory card he used earlier, it was like the comedy Greek mask, comedy, tragedy. He was wearing simple robes that pretty much hid gender and all that stuff. From what... Oh, Pete, give me an evidence analysis roll since you'd watched the film.
Well, that's partly why I want to examine the film in detail to see if I could
Yes,
determine
that would have been
more
great.
information about
Lots of people could have made rolls then. But as it is, they're going to have to crack open your brain and tinker with your brain with some MyGo brain tools.
Killed roll 20.
I need to find some of those again.
I
missed mine.
Let me open up the character sheet again. Character sheet.
Nothing made you quite so happy as tinkering with somebody's brain.
Yes, quite. I haven't been able to take someone's top off like a fucking screw lately.
Negative 60 or by quarter.
Well, you're thinking that in the film the elementals were advancing, like, because the red guy had, since it's black and white, some sort of gray sphere, and they were advancing upon him almost like, we're going to kick your ass. And then with the back to you, she had taken off the mask, and then they were all like, "Oh, we'll suck your cock." And then there was a lot of the laughter thing, which you made an excellent picture of, by the way. I really like that. And then go through, rip seals, gone.
So was he wearing something that might be considered something that would be used in the inn? The end of the last, the halfway in?
More like the quasi-futuristic robes, like from old movies, when they're like, "This will be the future," and everybody wears pretty much like two bed sheets tied together up here, and then they just kind of go down for whatever reason, because directors...
The sparkly style ones or the non-sparkly style ones?
Non-sparkly style ones. I mean, you could have gotten by with it in Roman times. It's possible, but it wasn't quite. It was not quite the Romanesque toga thing.
So is that what they were used to wear in the ancient future prison area?
You're not sure. There wasn't any pictures of anybody else as far as the guy that you released from the ancient future prison. Similar, but not the same. Kind of a bit more Romanesque type thing. It's like a simple tunic with like a skirt looking thing.
Okay.
But manly. So probably not a member of a horse riding thing, because that's why we made pants.
Well, that would make sense then, because that means that, like, so the chick was making an army of robots. Then they're making an army of dinosaurs from the ancient times. So then they need something with future tech, so that way they have all their different techs covered, maybe.
The dinosaurs were getting future tech put on them. They were getting like the lasers and stuff put on them.
Yeah.
Every creature deserves a hot meal.
That was something else, actually, that reminds me, the whole, whether or not we took the phone from Burlington into Land of the Lost, and whether or not we could use that to summon the MIBs there.
Like right outside, like where the dinosaur, cybering area is. And see what fucking chaos erupts from that?
Yep. Pretty much.
I like that too.
Yeah. Because that will act as a very nice diversion. If not, we can just sit back and let the MIBs, because they'll just, assuming it works, they'll just keep multiplying.
Yeah. The only problem, we have to make sure then that there's nothing else in that area that has any technology then too, like any of the old, because no one else in MMO land, like the Kinley people, they have no tech either.
Speaking of Land of the Lost, this is going to freak you. Dana and Glenn, specifically Dana, took one of the heads from one of the librarian heads.
Yeah.
Silence. She walked the pattern with it. It survived. It is now a pattern power. I kid
my
you not.
god.
Yes.
So it's now.
Yes.
What I want to know though is it slowly regenerating now?
I don't know. Yeah, very good question. I don't know. But yes, so whether or not it's going to become like a Bob, if you're familiar with the Dresden Files, or yes, so yes.
It had such a small chance of making it, too.
Oh, it did, but Sheila rolled quite well for it, and it also had some. I think they pos rated it. I think Dana or Glenn pos rated it earlier on because it had 5 hero points.
Look at Chris. As the new destructor of the worlds is created for you guys.
Oh, and Dana's got the one ring, which she wore when she walked pattern as well, but I don't think that got any different. One of its things is that it makes her think she's invisible, but she's not.
That's awesome.
Yes. And it also, there's something about it causes her to be, her insanity basically, split personality, Golem, Precious sort of thing. But she gained it, then she walked a pattern and she lost it. But she decided, I tried to convince her to get rid of the ring because it was no longer magical there. I no longer had a hold of it, but she decided to hang on to it.
Huh.
It's so precious.
Yes.
Was that the cursed ring of like knowledge or whatever?
No. This is
she had something else come different.
Yeah. You know, when we were doing a quick explore of the sewers with the miners and stuff, and one of the areas we came across was a huge lake with an island in the middle of it, and there was a log that you could use to swim out to it. Yeah, she got it from the island.
Did you notice it, Pete?
Notice what?
That Chris has a special face he makes when he realizes somebody else is messing with the space-time continuum. So as you're seeing, Corey, apparently there's stuff going on, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that Corey understands every single word that they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But that my character is probably just listening and absorbing most of it. But
can you just imagine what a brand new player would be going through right now?
Yeah, it'd be rough, real rough. Yeah, real rough. Be like, pattern?
Mm-hmm.
What's all that? Amber, chaos, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man.
I think you reminded me of something else, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Oh, just something that I got told that Chris's character had discovered, and I want to ask him a bit more about.
I had a thought too when we were talking about the smiling mask guy. Do we know where he opened up the rift to leave? Like, do we know that location? Could it have left some sort of residue, or perhaps some trace of where he might have gone to? I don't know what equipment you would need, or if it would just be some sort of spell or magic sense. Maybe if we knew, because it showed exactly where he was when he ripped it, maybe there'd be some residue or whatever that you could figure out where he went to. Just a thought. I don't know.
No, that's a good thought. So
nothing
we
you
do
can
have
tell from the film, but from the eyewitnesses, if you were able to question them, can't question them right now, then that would be a big help.
Yeah, so 3 of our group witnessed it occur.
Okay.
And one of them was Freddie, who I watched the film with, and he was a bit vague. He said, "Oh, I was over near the Dwarven land somewhere that was over there somewhere. I don't know where."
You know it again if you saw it, Pete.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
He talked about it when I was over there with him.
Yeah. So Alex Kinley also witnessed it, but he's not joining us, as in Matt.
Okay.
Who's on the computer behind Logan currently.
Yeah. I know Alex Kidley.
Yes. And Tom, who's another player. So
I like the way he said, I know Alex Kinley. Like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, we could potentially try and work out where he's going. But well, it depends. Or we could try and focus on. Well, actually, one of the things I was thinking of was if we know whereabouts the gate is in Night City that the Cybermen were going through.
Is
could
Night
do-
City the cyberpunk
Yes.
place? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We could see where that gate goes to, because that is potentially where the Cybermen are going to. That could be where the Smiling Man went to.
Okay. But the Cybermen were for the sword chick, though, I thought, right?
She was creating them, but they were then moving on to somewhere else
Oh,
from
okay.
the city.
So she could have been
According to-
creating them for him. Is
Yes.
kind of what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, possibly. Or Doc Fulton said that they appeared to be going through a gate. They were leaving that area and going through a gate somewhere else.
Okay.
At last, the time of the prophecy is complete.
So, a question for you, Dr. Yang. What do you prefer to be called?
So far, people have just called me Doc, but you can call me Steve, Steven, Yang, Doc,
So-
Doc Yang. I don't care.
Okay. I just said I'm used to calling Dr. Fulton Doc.
Yeah,
So
I know.
If I
Yeah.
say Doc, it's going to get confusing as to which one
I think
prefer.
everybody's used to using that term, Doc, so it's just
Yeah,
convenient when there's another doctor in the group.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I can just
No
use
worries.
it.
That's all right. Just whether or not there was a particular thing you prefer.
No,
being
I
called.
have no preference. I figure as long as we can communicate, we'll be okay.
Yep.
In real life, I actually met one medic who didn't go by Doc. All the other ones went by Doc. His nickname was Stitch because he did stitches well, something like that. I was like, "Ooh, you're unique."
My dad's nickname was the Vietnamese word for Walking Dead. He was a medic. He was a medic in Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
And he what happened was they were in a village and they were taking mortar fire, and he got hit in the back with shrapnel, and the rest of the platoon moved on out of the area. And they left him there, but he got up and started helping the villagers. So the villagers sewed onto his hat that word, that Vietnamese word for Walking Dead, and he joined up with his platoon, and then after that, everybody just called him that. So
Wow.
Yeah, he got the Purple Heart for that.
Hey, you should have gotten at least the Purple Heart for that. Holy shit!
There was one time too where they had 2 Viet Cong, and they had to evac them, and they started taking enemy fire, and he got cut off, and it was just him and the 2 prisoners, and he held out until the evac came against all the guys, and it was pretty crazy. He got another award for that shit too.
That's too much adventure in real life, right there. Too much.
Oh, he's got some great stories.
I'll bet.
Blowing up water buffaloes, hanging grenades on the tear gas line. Pretty good. Anyway, but yeah, so I just, if you want to call, I don't insist on being called doctor, so you can just call me Yang or Steven, or that's more easier for you.
Not a worry. Yeah, as it just see if there was a particular thing you like to be called.
So invite to you, horrible man.
So the other thought too is I know that many of us are familiar with these several zones that we've been talking about, but at the halfway house, I've heard about at least one other one that it doesn't seem that anybody's been to yet. So it's possible that this guy is in a zone that we haven't been in yet.
We would
Shadow,
find out a lot of a lot. Well, Shadow, as far as we can tell, all the zones we are in exist within one shadow.
One shadow. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, from what we've been told. Most of the people at what to get rid of now. Most of the people at the halfway in
don't share
either
information
in zones or come from zones we haven't been to.
Yeah.
There are a multitude of zones out there.
Yeah. So I mean, the possibility that he's in a zone that we haven't been to yet exists. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. You probably find majority of them are in zones that we aren't aware of. Um,
But we might be able to get info from the halfway house, not necessarily about a specific zone, but if anybody's encountered like a bunch of something, right? So like wherever they're amassing shit, people run into tons of that shit, like the Cybermen or dinosaurs or whatever. Maybe we could figure it out from that. It's just a thought.
Yeah, we've tried. Well, I've tried to find out if, and so I've assumed some of the others, whether or not any of the Dodoras there had heard of Zog, or if there are any rumors about Zog, and pretty much no one has heard of Zog. Or about
that's actually changed. Last time we were just there, just recently, and they heard of Zog, and they knew he had red eyes, but they didn't know much else. But that was about it. But at least they had heard.
Sorry. Yes, somebody did tell us that, which that leads me to something else. Thank you for reminding me about that. That's actually was something I wanted to talk to Doc Fulton about.
Dun, dun, dun.
When you were with Mildred and Freddie and went to Amber, I believe Mel was back there, and she told you some stuff about a Zog.
Just recently?
When you were there with Mildred and Freddie. Apparently Mel was there.
Yeah.
And you were talking with her, and she said something. She told you some stuff about a Zog.
By the way, Pete, where you'd gotten slashed by the creature, just back on your scapula, it throbs just a bit. Well, that and you're bleeding in your because nobody's bothered to do any first aid on you. They don't care about you.
I will unless Doc, you want to do first aid? I can do first aid.
Go ahead.
I haven't been near a hospital, so I don't have access to any medical equipment. So
Here's a first aid kit.
Thank you. Thank you.
You just sit there and bleed. But yeah, it does throb.
Yay! Success.
Okay, it still throbs a bit, but you know, you're patched up and you get D3 hit points back. I would like to point out that if Dr. Stephen Yang had done first aid and played the I pull a Dr. Fulton card on you, that would have been very funny.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Damn. Corey and Pete, be sure to reduce your hands a bit because.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I was just about to say,
the longer you guys talk smart shit, the more cards you get.
Mel apparently said something about Zog, there being a Zog in the Courts of Chaos. But I wasn't sure if you had a bit more than what Mildred and Freddie could remember.
Can I make a memory roll, Logan? Because
I don't know what you're trying to remember.
Remember what Mel was talking, like, is Zog a Prince of Chaos? I already had just assumed he was, but...
I don't remember that conversation, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's hard when you got two forces of chaos with you, so I mean...
Yes. The fact that they could recall that made me. I was quite surprised when I, trying to pull information.
Oh,
out
I
of
remember why. Is because Freddie kept fucking with my brain as I was like trying to do like good talking with Mel, and it was distracting the shit out of me. I felt like there was this little ass hat that I brought once, and.
He's been your nemesis the whole fucking time. It's
swear
awesome.
to God.
I love it.
I had this other guy that in a past life I was in Amber, and like I knew about Corwin, and like we had him in the hidey hole, and so this ass bag like was all like I'm talking to Kane, and Kane's like, oh, so do you know where Corwin is? I'm like, oh, who is that? No, I don't know. And then he walks up. He's like, "Oh, did you tell him that we talked to Corwin yesterday?" I was like, "Oh my God."
Is that the individual sitting behind Logan?
That was the least of our problems back then. Jesus Christ! I remember at one point I had to jam like half of the freaking court of Amber from finding us because they were grabbing the gem of judgment.
That was a different life, I believe, not a past.
Yeah, not this one. But holy shit, that was an intense fucking dream. That was in a pet's dream.
Ew!
Oh,
Ew!
yeah. Jam, 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 jam. Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh my god, that was terrible. Oh. Anyway,
There's,
uh,
there's,
can I just add
sorry,
one thing real quick?
I was just
before
going to do
forget?
some. I was just going to do some card play.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
If you want to, just hold that thought.
Yeah.
Does anybody want player's choice?
Oh, goddamn good card to give away.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll trade you a skill +5 for it.
Just dump
yeah.
out
Just
your
toss,
skill
just
5.
toss the skill 5.
Oh, okay. Well, I already dragged it, so.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
all right.
I
Let
can-
me drag this stupid thing out the way.
God damn.
There you go. You can just get rid of it.
Yep, toss
The
that.
look on both Chris's and Corey's face. Someday somebody will go back through the episodes, dig that up,
Oh my god.
send me the pictures of them when they realize that they're in an Amber campaign.
Yes.
And that if stuff is going on, and then I'll put those up somewhere to warm my old evil heart.
All
When I
right,
first
so-
started learning about all the different zones and like the circular, I was like, oh, it sounds like Ghost Wheel. Oh wait, fuck me.
Right. Yes.
yeah,
I was like, oh Jesus. Anyway, okay. So my thought. So what I heard at the halfway house was this zone that appeared to be like a fable zone, like Little Red
Mhm.
Riding Hood and Sleeping Beauty.
Mhm,
Apparently, there's a rash of crazy axemen.
mhm.
Okay, so I don't know. Like, maybe it's possible that they're like storing psychopathic, axe murderers over there, or charming them somehow. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because the robes too. That could easily be from a fable land. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and if you look at the marriage of dinosaur and cybertech, the marriage of some sort of, magical or supernatural creature with tech might be another step as well.
Well, we're seeing signs of chaos and war in other zones. So it seems to be something that's spreading out and affecting other zones. Zones that there's no sign of Zog minions. For example, in Gotham, there's a new supervillain league, which is Z.O.G.
Oh, so Zog.
Yes. And in another zone, which place called Melwix, which we're familiar with, the city there is in ruins because it's been invaded by neighboring countries. Again, no sign of Zogs, no sign of dinosaurs or Cybermen there, just the local populace. But that's
Alex.
but that's actually due to Alex Kinley screwing the princess and getting
Why you don't put
pregnant
your dick in crazy?
Yeah, that's right.
Words to live by.
But yes.
So,
and-
did you guys solve the the riddle on the ceilings of the asylum?
I came up with one thought of what it might be, but if you come up with some others, I'd be very interested to hear.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
just
been
going to
playing
play.
around with it a bit. So
Okay, I'm just going to play 2 cards. I'm going to play What the Fuck skill card,
Hmm.
and I'm going to play Cram Course.
Hmm.
So if people have a retrieve card and want either of them, sorry, I just wanted to play them before one of us got to play immediately, and I lost.
Ooh, you're spending a hero point. Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, that cramp. Oh my god.
Read it though.
Retrieve too.
Read it though. Read it. It's
Yeah.
restricted. I was thinking, oh, I could play this on this skill, but actually, no, I can't because it's restricted what I can use it on.
Yep. I got excited for a second, and then I was like, oh, it's nice, but not that nice.
Yeah, exactly. I was umming and erring whether or not to play it.
Yeah, the what the fuck skill card though. That's a good one.
Yes.
never know when you could dog sled.
It's already come up in the campaign once. Hardcore.
Well, I've been
Players are like, we need to
slowly.
escape. And they're like, look, dog sleds. They're like, fuck you, Logan. Fuck you.
Yes, I've been raising up. I think the last thing I raised with that last time I got that card, I raised my cross country skiing, which I might do again actually because I think I've gotten my scuba do I raise? I think that's something that's potentially going to be more useful than scuba at the moment. Actually, no. Last time I got it, I put it into vac suit.
Scuba might be handy for the. There's some underwater shit going on in a couple of places, as far as I can tell.
Chris
Which
loves
is why
going underwater.
Yes,
Fuck.
which is why I was.
Fuckity fuck.
Yes, which is why I was raising scuba for that very reason. Yeah, I might get scuba up to there.
The sad part is I can almost do it for a living at this point.
Yeah, he still doesn't like the water.
No.
Not when there's fucked up shit in the water. It's not like a pleasure.
Gate spill is what I need. What the fuck?
Well, Chris has still got a rematch scheduled with one of his Shuggoth buddies.
Yes.
Heard about that guy.
Yeah, so while I was asking about Mel, and if you could recall which you reminded me of Dr. Steve, was that from what we've been told, Zog is the #1 red AI person.
Right.
Which means he cannot be somebody from the Courts of Chaos if they've walked the Logris, because they can't, assuming Logris is the same as the pattern, they cannot be affiliated to an AI. So,
but that's the thing. They can shapeshift, so you don't know if their eyes are real red or fake red, too.
Oh, okay, so you think he might be putting it, possibly. But my thought is like Alex's sword is not a actual pattern sword, amber sword, it is the shadow of one.
Right, so he could be a shadow of a Prince of Amber.
Yes, exactly.
Or of Chaos.
Yes, exactly. That was what I was thinking.
Has he done? Never mind. I don't know much about that stuff.
Has he done what?
I was going to say, like, has he shown any any Logris powers? But I don't
know. I've never encountered him. Doc has encountered him briefly.
Right. Yeah.
He went at the time.
He was able to make an item just out of sheer will. So I mean,
potentially he was reaching through the shadows and pulling something.
And pulling it in.
No, like I pull out my putter and I look at it in the magic and I analyze it to see if there's any kind of scrying on this fucking thing, because that would piss me off to no end.
When he pulls out his putter, you guys notice it's black. It kind of absorbs light a little bit, and it's got Batman logos on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I make my analyze magic.
Tossing a skill +10.
You never analyze magic on the putter, really, looking for stuff, but there is a hidden property on it.
Oh?
Using your glasses on it?
Yeah.
Mark off a charge and feel bitter.
What's the hidden property?
Well, that's like masked magic. It could be a scrying thing, since you're thinking it's scrying thing. It's not impossible for it to be one. It could quite possibly be some listening device that has been given to you. Possibly a tracker, possibly a listener, tracker, filming. It may have got you wanking off in the shower a couple times. You don't know.
Do you keep your putter in a dimensional pocket?
Nope.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you pocket it, probably wouldn't matter much.
Nope.
No, it's a retractable, extendable putter. So he keeps it on his bat belt or whatever. Loves the bat belt.
No, it's in my inner pocket all the time. You just can't tell. I'm pretty good at keeping things hidden on my person.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good skill.
I'm above professional level at that.
I'm starting to learn that there are certain skills outside of my normal professional life before this that come in handy. I'm working on them slowly.
Yes, plenty of things out there. Oh yeah, sorry. We were talking about the words. You said you had some thoughts on what they were.
Yeah, I've been playing around with them a little bit, but I have it down, but somewhere else. But I'll send them to you, and I'll post it on the board. What I think.
All right.
I'll send you a message.
Yeah. Were you going to rerun that, Logan?
Mm-hmm. No. Go ahead.
All right. So we can talk about the asylum on the boards now.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough people who don't know it.
So
So, Logan,
that's what I thought potentially when I rearranged.
I want to focus my
Okay.
essence on the putter and try to contact Zog, as if it's like a trump almost.
Give me a essence times 1 to fucking make that happen. Maybe.
Well, let me reduce my hand first, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is that what you got from it?
Got what?
He posted in those are the words
That
you
was,
got.
yeah. That was So the reason I've got the serpent / repents at the end because present, the letters for that made present could also make serpent and also make repents. So we weren't too sure which of the 3 words it could be.
Could you read that out loud for a studio audience there, Pete?
Sure. So what I got when I combined it, and as I said, I don't know if this is correct or not, is Zog seeks to regain its eye. Should it be regained, all present shadows will die.
Oh, god damn it!
Right, this is where he's trying to smash all of the minor shadows together into its original shadow.
Yeah, you put the eye in the slot, and it takes it, and then it erases everything. I got it.
Past
That will
life,
never happen while I draw breath.
life. It's a different
Never
life.
happen.
Clearly a different life.
Ever happen. I don't care. I'll metagame the shit out of that thing. I will cut a motherfucker's arm off.
If anyone gives a nod around anything like that happening, I will fucking find them for real.
There's not even a second chance. You could tell me I'm cheating. Go ahead.
Corey, do you want to just have a story time and tell Pete about a dream you had once?
It was pretty much like it was this huge, massive adventure that we had been on for many, many moons, and had spent many, many resources, and our characters were very experienced, and we finally made it to the end of this goddamn thing, and there was a individual with us of shady quality, and he Chris and I looked at each other and nodded like, yeah, we made it. And for some dumbass reason he thought that meant go ahead and give Ghost Wheel the fucking gem so that he could reset all the universes and wipe us out. And he fucking put it in there, and there was nothing we could do. It was over. He ended the campaign.
I remember, I burned everything I could to try to destroy the vessel that he was putting it into, because I was faster than anybody that was there, and there was nothing we could do. We didn't have the cards. I mean, I had tons of pods. Pods meant nothing.
So I'm assuming you're talking about the Eye of Judgment. So putting the Eye of Judgment in.
The genuine judgment, yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost Wheel had wanted it. We fucking stole it. Walked crazy pattern to get to the middle of Ghost.
I actually killed myself because I was not pattern. I was Logos.
Yeah.
So I died so it could happen. But
and then we kept healing you. No, we kept healing you.
I died. No, I sacrificed myself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it was ridiculous. We walked crazy pattern to get to Ghost Wheel. Finally got into the main place. And we knew that we won, right? So we were like, yeah, we won. And then for some reason he thought it was like, put the gem in, and we're like, fuck no! And then that was it.
Why did you even let him hold the gem?
I have no idea.
Because he was both Logos and Pattern.
He had Logos and Pattern, yeah.
I believe you were you both or just Pattern?
I was just Pattern.
And I was just Logos.
Yeah.
So he was really the reason. He had both power, which is why he had the gem.
Right.
Fair enough. The gem being
my job
the
was
eye of the serpent, which is the representation of Logos or whatever.
Yeah. My job was to stop the Amber Court from killing us, and so I had all of their cards, and I was like a master card manipulator, so I could stop them all. One time I tried to jam Ghost Wheel, and that was fun.
Yeah, the universe trembled.
Yeah, the whole fucking universe trembled. That was scary. Kane like fucking wanted to kill me so bad. It was ridiculous. Anyway, it was fun. Good times. Good times. Good times. Yeah. So no eyes. No eyes are going to no one. I'm just saying that. Period. End. No eyes. He should be blind.
Yeah, I just remember sitting there numb for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, that just really fucking happened.
I remember everyone looking at me like, is Corey gonna actually murder him? And I thought about it.
It was close.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It was pretty close. There had to be some walks.
I gotta say, that's one of the more dramatic endings I've ever seen to a campaign.
Oh my god. Oh
You all died. Good luck.
yeah. It just ended just like that. Just okay.
Yeah.
Campaign's over. We're like,
If you do this, game over. Idiot
Oh,
does this.
There is ways to do that in this campaign. I do not recommend them.
well, yeah. That's why nobody's getting an eye. No
Right.
eyes. Pass on that motherfucker. No eyes.
Someone gets a big gem that might even think about, like, no.
Yeah.
No.
No. Nope.
I'll break that shit first.
Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
So now
Anyway.
he describes his dream, which is oddly relevant because it's very possible his character has had a dream like this. I'm totally willing to have that in game because a lot of crazy dreams get dreamed. I mean, you can ask Doc Bolton about his latest dream if you want, but yeah, there you go.
So something I've noticed. Maybe you guys can answer this question for me. So Roman gods appear to be very prominent in a lot of different places that we go to. Is it possible that they're allegories for other entities, or
It's not just Roman gods, also Greek.
Greek gods too? Yeah, Pallades and yeah.
We found a book relating to, and
I
that
think it's
referred to us
Pallades.
that referred to us as the children of Zeus.
So, is it possible? Well, I mean, so the Greek gods and Roman gods are counterparts. I mean, they exist in both. So, is it possible that they're allegories for other entities, not necessarily AIs, or maybe even AIs, but like like these princes that you're talking about, or could they actually? Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
right.
quite possibly, yeah.
So.
Can't believe Pete remembered the old book thing that they'd found.
Oh, from in Red Carpet.
I gave you a card for that shit.
Yeah, that was the book that got us to Beastskin.
Yeah, where you do the ritual on top of the mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he remembered a fairly obscure part of that. So that's
So
why
you guys keep talking about a library. I have not been to the library yet.
Oh, it's right upstairs.
It's at the White Dove here.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the White Dove, it's upstairs.
actually it's still on the ground floor. This place is mostly ground floor, except for like the car park, and there's maybe a couple small office things up there. But no problem. They take you over and they show you a big, like wall size, really detailed picture of a really old library. What a cock tease, you think?
Just touch it and focus your essence through it.
Okay, I attempt that.
And you
Give me an essence.
and you'll notice that the painter, the person who signed the painting, is someone by the name of Swift.
Okay. 3 times 3, Logan.
2
Times 2. Okay. Very well.
Hey, if you make a check in essence,
I know. Hold on. I minimized my shit. Hang on a second here.
you can do it. You just need a bigger screen, like wall size. God damn. You go.
Fuck you.
Take a check in essence. What a stud, you think? You other two, give me the essence times 5 if you'd like to.
Well done, Doc. He fell for it. Let's go.
There are worse baits.
I look at the
No.
camera.
Trust
They
me, I
brought it.
just saw them. Ooh.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, the times 5 doesn't get you a check in essence, but I don't know if either of you actually care anymore about checks in essence. So,
Yeah, my essence is my lowest stat.
oh. Yes, Scott's been bitching that I have 1 or 2 equalization cards in the deck. And Meanwhile,
Up there paying. I've had one of my. I've had one set that was at max, and it's dropped down 2 spots because of that annoying equalization card. So yeah.
on the other hand, Freddie's stats have been shooting up the roof because he keeps getting the stat improvement thing. So swings and roundabouts. You guys are all in the library and such. It smells like burned popcorn in here for some reason. And you see a bunch of mages, like when you go around a corner, like away from the stuffed pitcher, you go around the corner like something you can't see from the pitcher. You see a bunch of guys in like heavy adventurer clothes and stuff. They're reading books. They look up, and one of them says to Corey, "Who are you?" And you notice he's kind of putting his hand under his desk like he's reaching for something.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, Dr. Steve.
He says, wandering around the corner. Everybody relaxes when they see these two come around. They're like, "Oh, okay, you're with them."
So
Right.
when we first stepped through the painting, you would have seen there was like a bookshelf